Alright, where are my rusty ships? Oh, there they are. Although the Talvar Assault does not look rusty at all. This ship actually looks pretty fresh and pretty new. Alright, let's go to the start of the show for today. Let's hop in the Starboard Fleet. Now, I made a little joke with my buddies a couple days ago about shooting a Bhaalgorn with the Starboard Fleet. Well, I guess I took that joke a little bit too far. You will see what I mean later on. Now, there are also some things that I would like to clarify about the build that I use on this ship. You can see me very often with a afterburner on the Starboard Fleet, and that's because of several good reasons. The afterburner is pretty good at speed tanking, and it allows me to go close to the target. It allows me to speed tank a lot of ships, and it allows me to get webbed, while it allows me to get scrambled and webbed without worrying about losing velocity. Now, the afterburner is good against battleships, battlecruisers and some cruisers, while the micro-updrive is excellent against cruisers, frigates and interceptors. As for the medium slots, you can see me change between webs, points, tracking disruptors, scramblers. In some cases I use a Nosferatu, but usually I try to adapt the ship to the target so that I'm able to counter the target as effectively as possible. Sometimes I like to use dual scramblers, that's if the target has a lot of stabs. But when fighting big boats, I like to use the afterburner. It's easy on the capacitor, it gives a decent speed boost, and I don't have to worry about scramblers. If I had the afterburner installed when I was fighting the Apocalypse Striker a couple days ago, I would have survived, but I had a micro-updrive, I got scrambled and I got triple webbed. And of course, the ship did blow up, but the Apocalypse did blow up soon after. Well then, I guess enough of me talking. It will be time to go and blow up some ships. So, you probably still remember the thing that I said about Bhaalgorn. I was talking about the Bhaalgorn a lot, so yeah. Warping towards the first target. It was a short warp. And we have a Bhaalgorn. Alright. The Bhaalgorn already has a lot of other problems. Well, the Bhaalgorn is getting earthed pretty hard as I am attempting to go in orbit. They have been pointed, webbed. I will orbit without the afterburner so that I don't get slingshotted if the Bhaalgorn decides to web me. At this range they cannot do any damage to me even when they web me. If I get webbed, I will turn on the afterburner and I'll be able to speed tank the lasers. I have a Nosferatu and a capacitor battery. Both are excellent at countering a Blood Raider ship. They are actually enough to maintain the afterburner speed, and of course enough to maintain all the modules running except the armor repairers, but again the Bhaalgorn will not be able to hit me, so I will not be using the armor repairers. Well, I think I'll not be using the armor repairers because I'm starting to take some damage. The other NPC ships are shooting at me. They are doing the damage on my ship, not the Bhaalgorn. The Bhaalgorn is focused on shooting the Ortus, although the Ortus is very skilled and they're orbiting away from the Bhaalgorn's range. Well, the Bhaalgorn is a shield tank. Before I roast the tank, I have to try out a shield tank Bhaalgorn myself, but based on what happened here, a shield tank Bhaalgorn might not be the best idea. Well, that's what I was talking about. Taking my joke too far, I actually did manage to get a Bhaalgorn kill on the Stubber fleet. Well, I guess that's a funny thing that happened. Honestly, did not expect that the ship would get a Bhaalgorn kill, but it happened. So yeah, I have to be careful about my jokes, because as you could see, the joke became not a joke, but still was a nice fight and overall a pretty funny kill. Well then, we're preparing for the next target, waiting for the warp command. Oh, it was a fleet warp. Well, that wasn't planned. Hold a moment. It was a little bit too early. Okay, now it's time. Just a split second. A little bit too early, but everything is under control. Hopefully this will not be a long warp. Well, it wasn't a long warp. We have a Raven. Okay. Raven is actually 90 kilometers away from me. Well then, let's approach the Raven. It looks like the Raven is using a afterburner, or they are using a micro warp drive. Well, I'm approaching them. They have been pointed. They're not going anywhere. I just have to make sure that I get close. Now first I will attempt a 20-kilometer orbit, or even a little bit closer, and then I will go and scramble and web the Raven, just playing it safe. Have to make sure that I can tank the damage before I go and do a nosedive in the battleship. Well, looks like I'm within range. Time to open fire. I will admit, this Raven is actually pretty quick. That's 100% a micro warp drive on the Raven. They're moving around 900 meters per second. Okay, now I am going to orbit, just a little bit outside of the web and scrambler range. Just making sure that if the Raven decides to shoot me, that I'm able to tank the damage. I fly my ships without warp core optimizers. The Raven is changing orbit. Our velocities are actually very similar, although I am a little bit faster. The shield on the Raven slowly going down. That means soon it will be time for me to go and do a nosedive in the battleship, to go for the scrambler and web. Not sure why that Raven doesn't like my drone. My poor drone got set on fire. Let's return the drone. For some reason, a lot of pilots go after my poor drones. I lost more drones than ships. Alright, let's go for the nosedive. They have been webbed and scrambled. The Raven is now actively shooting at me. I will turn off my afterburner to maintain a 0-kilometer orbit. I got webbed, excellent. That means I'll turn back the afterburner on. There we go. Now I will still move at a pretty decent speed. We'll be able to speed tank the missiles. And of course we have fantastic logistics support, so my shield will be in top shape. They are using large missile launchers. The damage that I'm taking from the Raven doesn't look like rapid missile launcher damage. It doesn't look like torpedo damage, it looks like normal large missile damage. They're using a target painter, although that's not helping much. And the Raven has been destroyed. Very nice. That was a fun target. That Raven was very fast as well. For a second I thought that I had to go under a ship with a micro drive to go and tackle it, but thankfully the afterburner did serve quite well. Okay, let's go towards the next target.
Warp drive active.
Already in warp. Looks like the target location is a little bit far away. Or, okay, it wasn't that bad. It was actually quite close. We have a Tempest. That's perfect warping. Right in my optimal range. Excellent. We'll do a 0 kilometer orbit around the Tempest as well. They have been webbed, scrambled. One cycle for the afterburner should be enough unless I get webbed. This Tempest is quite tanky. Well, let's see if we can break the tank. But I believe that we are breaking the tank slowly. The Tempest also has a nanocore, not quite sure which one. I think it's the Clear Sky nanocore. Tempest at 50% shield. Tempest in 50% armor, slowly falling down. %50 hull. The Tempest has a large neutralizer. I could feel the effect on my capacitor, but I have a capacitor battery, so all good. And Tempest has been destroyed. Very nice. That was a nice kill. That was a nice kill. Quite a expensive Tempest as well. Very interesting. Well then, let's go towards the next target. Already in warp, let's prepare the PvP overview. Still using practically the same build, Scrambler dual webs and afterburner. At the moment I quite enjoy flying the ship in this way. Most of my targets are battlecruisers, battleships, sometimes cruisers, but in most cases I go after the big boats in the starter fleet because it's fun. Okay, we have a tornado. Well, they are using large turrets, so let me go nice and close to them. They are focusing on the Stratios. Stratios can tank a lot of damage. Quite a good ship. This tornado seems to be quite tanky, surprisingly. Usually they go down very quickly, but this one seems to be nicely tanked, although the shield is falling down slowly. Now here I am going to change my orbit just to start doing a little bit more damage. I might even use the afterburner actively, depends on... yeah, I will use the afterburner actively, because I'll be at 6 kilometers. Tornado now into hull. Alright, nice. Tornado has been blown away. That was a nice kill. Now let me warp out. Well, another nicely eliminated target today. So far, you know, I'm actually having a lot of fun flying this ship. In most cases, I'm actually having more fun flying the Starboard Fleet than flying some faction cruisers. What do we have here? We have another Caracal Navy. Oh, we have another Navy ship. Okay. We have another Navy ship. Navy versus Navy. Minmatar versus Calderi. Who will win? Well, let's find out. Still using the same build, same afterburner. Although, when fighting against cruisers, I can use a micro-warp-drive. Against Nortus, a micro-warp-drive from the Starboard Fleet is highly recommended. And there is the target. Let's go and approach. I landed a little bit far. I need to be within 14 kilometers. Well, that was quick. Already within optimal range. Now let's orbit the Caracal Navy. They have been webbed and scrambled. Caracal Navy at just a little bit below 50% shield. So far they seem to be, well, not quite sure what they're doing. Hopefully they're not shooting at my drone. Well then, my poor drone. Again, my poor Valkyrie drone. That poor thing has been shot a lot today. It's still alive, but that might change very soon. Okay, drone back up in action. Now they are shooting at me. That's good. I am at 50%, 43% shield. Changing my velocity to improve my tracking. They are already in hull, so I'm not worried about taking too much damage. I can tank our Caracal Navy without a problem. Couple more hits and the Caracal Navy will be destroyed. Well, if my turrets want to hit. Alright, nice. That was a nice one. Let's get the loot and let's warp out. Well then, I guess the rusty Minmatar ship wins against a warp drive highly advanced Caracal. Well, that's why we trust in Rust, right? Rusty ships are the best ships. Okay, we are preparing to warp towards the next target. I'm just waiting on the order, and looks like it's time. Warping towards the next target.
Warp drive active.
Orbit set at 0. And we have a prophecy. Nice. Haven't seen a prophecy in a while. They have been scrambled, webbed. Let's orbit. I will maintain a 5-kilometer orbit around the prophecy. It's a battlecruiser and I can tank a prophecy without a problem, so I can afford that orbit. Of course, with the afterburner. I got webbed, I got scrambled, but that's fine, I can use the afterburner. The beehive is onto my stabber, but the prophecy is going down, and that was a nice kill. Drones don't seem to do a lot of damage to the stabber fleet. Very interesting. Let's warp towards the next target.
Warp drive active.
I have a Nosferatu for some reason, and I have a long point. Interesting. Not sure why, but okay. Oh, okay. Now I see why we have a Drake. Okay. They have been pointed. My ship did not wanna start orbiting for some reason. Now the ship is going for the orbit. The shield goes slowly down on the Drake. And it also looks like they have a nano core. Very interesting. Alright, nice. That was also a nice kill, and they also had some nice modules inside. Well done. Let's wait out the timer and go towards the next one. Let me align myself before I warp in. Alright, time to go. My orbit will be set at 0 again, as usual. We have a Dominix. Well, we had a Dominix. That was fast. That was really fast. Did not even manage to lock on the Dominix. That's how much the DPS a Megatron can have. Next target we have a interceptor. Well, that interceptor is running to the hills. I did put one good hit, but I have an afterburner because I was already on timer. Couldn't dock to change the build. And the interceptor warped out. Oh well, that was a nice attempt. Almost. If I was just a second faster, that interceptor would be pointed and scrambled.
Warp drive active.
Now this has to be the best warp that I have ever seen. An Ortus and Stabber warping side by side. This is actually beautiful. Our target, we have another Drake. Warped right in the scrambler and web range. I will orbit at 7 kilometers. The Drake is at 50% hull. And the Drake has been destroyed. Very nice. I think that's our third or fourth Drake for today. I kinda lost count. Too many Drakes have been destroyed today. Warping towards the next location. We have another Drake. Okay, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. How many Drakes did we blow up today? 5 or 6? 7? I have no idea. Well, same tactic as usual, orbiting at 7-8 kilometers, keeping them webbed, keeping them scrambled, and of course afterburner up and running. The Drake is now into hull. A little bit of hull left and they have been destroyed. Nice. Well then, Drake number 5, 6? I have no idea. But was still a nice kill. Let's wait out the timer and let's go towards the next one.
Drive active.
Alright, warping towards the next target. So far I absolutely enjoy flying this ship. Also pretty good and beautiful warping alongside the Ortrus. Our target is the Oracle. I have a tracking disruptor and an afterburner, both good at dealing with that ship. They have been pointed, they have been scrambled and webbed. And they have been destroyed. Very nice. Well, I have to admit, I think I already said this like 10 times today, but I truly enjoy flying this starter fleet. And to think that this ship costs like 50 million on the market is insane. Literally the best performing ship in the game for its price. Nothing beats it. No other tier 6 cruiser is as fun as the Stabber. And well, with that being said, hope that you enjoyed. It was a lovely and a very exciting run today. And with that being said, stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.